everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 76 of Modern Skyblock 3. Today we got some stuff to do. I want to go back to Mars. I really want to go back to Mars and find that dungeon. However, we did want to look at what this whole vengeance thing is about, but maybe we'll circle back to it, because it's totally an optional quest line with no super need to do things. So I kind of said I was going to check it out, but I'll come back to it. That's a lie. I'm going to try not to make that a lie, but I can't promise that I will. To space and beyond! We need to go and get ourselves a tier 3 dungeon key and a NASA workbench schematic in order to find a tier 4 rocket and a tier 2 rocket launch pad. So I think, let's take a nap. I think if I take a nap, we'll find out how much radiation I've still accumulated. So I'm chilling right now around 25% radiation. Now if I take another nap, is that going to bop down to what, 24%? Yeah. That stinks. But it is what it is. Hey, spacesuit. So I'm going to want you. Is that what I want? You. Hey, yeah, and you. And you. And some boots that are preferably made for walking. So it's really weird how, when you mouse over it, it looks like it fills up. But then, you reopen your UI, and sometimes it's filled up, and sometimes it's not. But I don't know. Did we also have, so we've got our thermal padding. We've got our spacesuit all set. We've got all this stuff. I could maybe do a quick little oxygen fill up just so we have the max amount of oxygen. Several people have left comments and tips about how to find these dungeons. And none of them have made me particularly excited or happy. Not gonna lie. Just is what it is. Eris, huh? Sure. Hopefully I may or may not need to go to Eris at some point. Satellite research in progress. Do the thing. So we'll see what happens with the stuff and things. But ideally I could at least go to Mars, and I think once I complete Mars, I think my next chapter is Jupiter, and from there I can make the radiation cleanup chamber thing, which would at least be cool, and hopefully, help out with stuff. So that's our plan. We're going to hit up Mars, we're going to hopefully find a dungeon, maybe for the first time ever we'll get the schematic we need on the first try. If not, I'm going to cheat it in like I have in the past, not even being sneaky, or I could, look, if I wanted to, guys, I could just be like, hey look, I got the schematic, and cheat it in, you guys wouldn't know. I'm being honest with you guys that I'm cheating through this quest line, because I think a lot of it is just kind of randomization and bad luck, and not super fun, some aspects of it. So this is my series and I want to have fun, so I'm gonna so let's pop over to Mars. Pretty sure this is Mars, right? Yeah. Beep. Let's go. Both the efficiency and the speed of your condenser matter, so try to even them out. But I do want to do this quest line because this is an important quest line for all the things, right? So here we are. You're now the subject to 25% radiation. You can do all these things that you can't really do until you get further into planets to do things. So let's see. So this is, oh, this is Mercury. Right. We're not on Mars, we're on Mercury. Right. Mercury is where we need to be. Now, people said to keep an eye on, and I could have sworn Mercury had topography. Somebody said look at the topography map, and you might be able to see a dungeon on the map, because there'll be a weird little green plus sign that indicates there's a dungeon. It's not jumping out at me just yet. I'm not seeing it. But let's head off to the southeast. Right? So where's me? That. So I want to head off in this direction. Hi, Mercury. Wow, that is a big sun. To be fair, it is Mercury. Also, to be fair, I have this, right? Yeah, good. We want to make sure that we have that. But that is a big sun. Hello, ginormous sun. Nice. I like it. So we're basically going to want to run off in this direction. And this is the point where it's it stinks that I have to wear a spacesuit on this planet, because I would love it if I could just wear my jetpack and fly around and all that good stuff and have my armor and all my other things, right? The fact that I have to wear this wonky spacesuit, which is from Extraplanets, it's not from Galacticraft proper, right? It's just from Extraplanets. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Oh, right, you know what else I wanted? Was my compass thing. From Galacticraft, that compass dude, dungeon locator, yeah, him. So you're saying that there's a dungeon in this direction? Okay. Let's see how accurate you want to be. So, journey map. I'm heading for the sun. Journey map, journey map, journey map. Where am I? Oh, hey, there I am. So you're saying go this way for... I mean, that's kind of the way I already explored, and I'm not seeing it on the map. But I guess we'll just have to see. So, as with previous iterations of playing with this stuff, what I'm going to do is just follow the thing and grab whatever fallen meteors I can, because I don't know that there's a good way to get a lot of this meteorite stuff. And we'll be back when I hopefully find a dungeon. Hopefully not, 2 hours from now, because I really don't have the time to be walking around planets for 2 hours. Like, I love the sun. It looks great. It's super cool. But, I'm over it already. I want to find a dungeon. All right, so we found I've come to a point, right? So, like, look, it's spinning back this direction, and then I pass over here, and it's like, nope, back that way. So let's see what Journey Map has to say in topology mode. So follow topology. Do you see anything that looks like a little green plus? I do not. I do not. So let's just dig down. And at this point, it's nice to not have your ring of magnetization on you. So you would think, right, if there was actually... Look, I love that there's Mercury ore here. But if this was actually truly going to be a dungeon, right, the fact that we, like, walked past this one point and then it spun around like that, that tells me the dungeon should be right here. So I feel like this, like, creative-only dungeon finder is not super accurate, because this is, like, the second or third time where I've encountered a situation where it's like, yeah, no, it's right here. You're right on top of it. For a second there, I thought that was some kind of lava. And then it was not the case. See? Totally no dungeon here. No dungeonerino. There's caves, but there's no dungeon. So let's Mars teleport? Or, no, wait, Mercury is where we want to be. Teleport, right. Mercury teleport, right? So back to journey map. Follow me. So we went all the way out that way, and we found what is effectively nothing, right? Like, I just dug that hole, and there's really, even on the topology map, like, we're looking for something that looks like that, but I just dug that hole. It wasn't there a second ago. So maybe let's head do the other direction, right? So that was, follow me, right? So that was, let's head this way, because that's the opposite direction, and maybe Mr. Dungeon Locator will behave himself. So here's how far I traveled. Woo! 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 Oh, okay. All the way over here. Boop. 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 So it wasn't, like, super obvious on the map, but I totally found this. So that's cool. Hello. Maybe I should have my bow and arrow stuff out. In non-explodey bow and arrow mode. So you guys... So let's real quick open this guy. Infinite energy is low. I figured. And you should not be empowered, right? Because if you're not empowered... Somebody remind me. Hooray, that works. What I need is that sigil blood lamp. That would be useful here, because then I can throw light from a distance. And I'm sure that blood lamp sigils would work on Mars. And I'm not even worried. Huzzah! So we'll peek into here, we'll peek into here. Gotcha! Nice. Anything useful in here? Eh, not too much. I can get rid of junk that I don't need, though. Looks cool to me. I don't think I need heavy-duty shovel, huh? Okay. Golden apple. Gotcha! Do creepers drop redstone on? Okay, that's cool. More golden apples. Haha! Those were eaten very quickly. Why is my oxygen coming? Is that my oxygen concentrator? Huh. Weird. Look at all this. Frostwalker, sharpness, knockback, infinity. Nice. But not interested, thanks. Pass. Hard pass and all that junk that I don't care about. That's gonna hurt. Do. They called me Hanzo. They really don't. Nobody calls me that. This looks like a thing. Alright, who's ready to engage this boss? Evolved magma cube. Whoa, what? What? Full armor, full health, one hit. What? Yeah, yeah, my action setup is invalid. No joke. Yeah, I'm just teleporting there, right? Like that's not a tenable situation. Like that was a full armor, full health, insta kill. Like I can't imagine. Like explain to me how I'm supposed to not ever get hit by. There needs to be a little bit of warning, Chief. Got him. Yeah, I'm just teleporting back. Like, there's no way I'm doing that corpse run. No thanks. But I got a key, so that's a good time. Mercury stone? Psst, this is the part where there's loot. This is the part where there's loot. Okie dokie, Smokey. Now, like, cool, but, like, where's my dungeon chest? Where is it? Alright. This is worse than it was before. Not only is there not the schematic I need, there's not even any schematic at all. That's awesome. That is comedy. Okay, cool. Nothing? Just straight up nothing. Okay. Okie dokie, Smokey. Well then! Home base. Back home we go. Yep. So that thing totally happened. My gluttony charm was on there. My eye patch goes here. My ring of magnetization goes here. You guys can go away. You can go away. You're off. You're back on. What's my radiation level is what I'd like to know. 64%. Wow, that is a high level of radiation, is it not? That's a lot. But it's all cool because we got the key, the tier 4 dungeon key. So for the quest, we needed to get tier 4 dungeon key? Did I do this out of order? While exploring Venus or Mercury, you may find a tier 3 dungeon key. I was on Mercury, was I not? Pretty almost certain I was. Dun 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 dun! Dun dun dun! I'm not even hiding it. Yeah, we're gonna enjoy this in a little bit less painful manner. So a tier 4 rocket, what's involved in making all of that? Needs to be placed on a tier 2 launch pad. Needs a lot of heavy duty plates, tier 4 nose cone, tier 4 booster. Lots and lots of crafting. Oops, I accidentally clicked that. Y'all saw nothing. But tier 2 rocket launch pad. Tier 2 rocket launch pads. Need compressed titanium and titanium ingots. Titanium? Tier 2/3 launch pad doesn't have a recipe, but this is titanium, which I'm not thinking I've found yet. Eliminate ore makes it. Can you be made in this? So there's 3 titanium ingots, one from Tech Reborn, which can be made from titanium. So 2 glowstone and a charcoal? Right? 2 glowstone and a charcoal? And this bad boy? I'm gonna need some more of this stuff soon. Let's get 2 sets of it. How long does that last? Pretty good while. So I haven't found titanium. I'm assuming, therefore, that, you know, I need to find... But, so, like, what if I was playing with not this mod, right? I'm confused. Is titanium on Venus, maybe? Maybe that's where I was supposed to be? But it said go to Mercury, right? Yeah, Mercury was complete, and this required Mercury. But tier 5 rocket requires Jupiter, so I'm assuming tier 4 means I can go, but it's very weird. Very confused. Very confused, but we should have some titanium now, so hopefully I can do this. Please work. Please work. Please work. No, not that. Stop it. Recipe mode. Titanium ingot. Or dictionary ingot titanium from Galactic Craft Planets. You don't seem to like to have the other one. Okay. Titanium shard from Galactic Craft Planets. No crafting recipe. Elimite shard. Hold on. So 8 titanium dust in a combiner from Mechanism. Or this titanium alchemical ore dust with stone? So maybe if I instead flip this lever, got some stone. Isn't that what we want to do? Isn't that how it works? I think that's how it works. It's slower for sure. Wasn't that... Am I doing this wrong? So you come from smelted ilmenite ore. We'll just smooth stone over that. There it is. That's it. Ilmenite. Sweet. And you can be used for what? Can I can do the whole mechanism line of processing, which is cool. So that turns you into that titanium. I might need to smelt him directly to get this titanium. Titanium dust from Galacticraft glands. Enrichment chamber can make that, or crusher from mechanism can make it from that. So enrichment chamber is probably the route we're going to want to go. So if you, sir, do not work, that's fine. But enrichment chamber... Sweet. Okay. And then smelting factory. Okay. Let's just do, so if I want a tier 2 launch pad, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need, is it a 3x3 or a 5x5? 5x5 square. So I need 5 sets of these, right? So 15 compressed titanium? Hello. So, in fact, that should be all the compressed titanium I need. But now my ilmenite ore, which, wow, that's slow. Oh, it's not that slow. It's just that we ran out of titanium alchemical ore dust. So, hey, you keep doing what you're doing, and you can be more of, not polished stone, but stone. Cool. And you'll keep condensing and making the thing. Interesting that it, like, immediately removes. I don't remember it doing that, but maybe that's just my bad memory. It's rare that I was doing the ore creation bit. So you have a lot of uses. My goodness. But there's the one I want. So we effectively need also 15 of this, right? Titanium ore. So hopefully... that shouldn't be too bad. Perfect. Quest complete. So let's fuel this bad boy up. Yes, your adorable power chest, but goodbye. Cool. So now you're good. Let's see what this thing looks like. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. So you need, obviously, a bit more fuel going on. How are you doing with fuel? Not terrible. You've got some here. That should help. Sweet. You can go away. You can check your stuff. Now, have I discovered Jupiter yet? That's the next big question. Let's find out. Because I know I found Eris, then the Moon and Mars. You're doing 0 research, so that's super helpful. Hey, look at this cool command I found. Oh, hey, look, I discovered a bunch of planets. Yeah. I've given up on doing this mod the proper way because it's like not automatable and it keeps breaking. Like, look, I don't have any more satellites. My planet progression is 0%. I don't know why it's not researching. It just chooses to break. And the randomness of it is extremely random. So planet progression and that's planet progression. So like there's 3 mods in play here. There's Galacticraft Core. There's extra planets that add more planets, and then there's planet progression that adds this whole progression mechanic. And that one's the one that's like extra tricky and wonky. Extra planets is the one that adds the, I believe, radiation and spacesuit requirements. Now, do I need a tier 2 suit yet or no? So a tier 2 spacesuit requires tier 2 armor and radiation layers, which requires some lead. And it requires some armor. So I can use titanium to make more of this if I need a tier 2 spacesuit. And then a tier 3 spacesuit would require palladium, which comes from extra planets. And that's about it. So for a tier 3, we need palladium. But a tier 2, I technically have the resources to make right now. Oh, look at that. Tier 2 spacesuit jetpack chestplate. Oh, that's neat. Did I have that available? Oh, I did. I had a jetpack chestplate here as well. So I could have made a jetpack chest. Well, it's all good. I'm curious. Should we cop? Let's do the things. Let's do mechanism. I'm going to need a quantum entangloper, and I'm going to need 2 teleporter frames, and I'm going to need 18 teleporters. Please, no crafting CPUs available. Back in a minute when everything's all behaving. You know what? Check this out. Just looked at the quest book real quick. On Jupiter, your tier 4 thermal padding and tier 1 spacesuit won't be of much use, so I need to get tier 4 thermal padding. I'm guessing that means tier 3 thermal padding. And weird types of water. On Ceres and Europa, you may encounter some weird types of water. Liquid, crystallized water. Cool. So I'm guessing I'm going to need to make this tier 4 thermal padding stuff. And I'm also going to need to make a tier 2 spacesuit stuff. So good news is that I already made a lot of that ilmenium stuff. Yay. Cool. So what I'll do is off camera real quick, I'll make all the suit stuff I need. And by off camera, I mean between episodes, because I just checked, and we're at the wrap it up point. So let's wrap up here. We'll come back next episode and explore Jupiter. And I think it's very clear that I've gotten to the point where I'm just kind of like, I want to explore and have fun with Galacticraft. I don't want all the tedious, like, time-based gates that we are finding, like the dungeons and the satellite controller that keeps breaking, and that stuff. So like I'll craft the components we need, but I'm gonna go to Jupiter, we'll check that out. We'll check out the planets in like a fun, let's explore the planets kind of way, and not in a boring, let's wait kind of way. I know some of you guys don't like the fact that I'm cheating through some of this, but honestly, the parts that I'm cheating are the parts that I would do off camera anyway. So normally I would say like, well, I guess we have to wait for the satellite controller to find Jupiter or whatever, right? And I would say, we'll come back in a few minutes. And realistically, what that would be hours of my time waiting for it to find Jupiter and getting that random chance to find the right planet. And I know I can build more satellites. I tested that in like a separate world where I cheated it in, and like I launched literally 30 satellites via command line, and none of them found the planet I was looking for. They all found different random things. So I think there's a lot of planets to discover, and the many satellite, and they can only it's weird. It's complicated and it's weird. So I think what I'll do is just we'll continue to progress this way. And make it more about having fun and less about like the waiting and the somewhat tedious aspects of what I feel to be tedious, right? If it's going to be done off camera, then I'd rather just not spend a huge amount of hours looking for dungeons and all that other stuff. So, like I said, that was my signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Come back next time and we'll have the tier 2 spacesuit and all the other stuff that we're going to need. For now, take it easy.